Hello out there, everyone. Today we're going to take a quick look at this Blu-ray release of Falling Down, a 1993 film by Joel Schumacher, starring Michael Douglas and Robert Duvall. And, it's interesting. This is a movie that, upon its initial release, I remember enjoying, but also remember, reading about some of the controversial elements of the film, namely that it sort of seemed to almost glamorize the lead character as sort of a protagonist. And I think that's a bit of an oversimplification. I do think that the criticism about the McDonald's scene or the whammy burger is fair because it takes place in LA, not even 10 years after the infamous shootout at the McDonald's in San Isidro in San Diego, just 10 years earlier. And I think that's a fair criticism to levy against the film, but I think in general, its mood and how it, in many ways, predicted the sort of angry white male feeling put upon and displaced by a changing world was incredibly prescient. Of course, those sentiments were being, sort of discussed even back then, but I think the movie did a good job of sort of encapsulating that angst into a 2-hour feature film, and in a very effective manner, largely due to, I think, some sure-footed direction from Schumacher, as well as terrific acting by Michael Douglas. And, I think he was complemented nicely by Robert Duvall's, just usual expert-like turn in front of the camera as well. This movie I've seen several times, and what I've noticed over the years since I originally saw it was just how it seems to age like fine wine. It's really effective at showcasing many of the core elements that are being, discussed now in terms of our societal unease. And I think that Michael Douglas does a terrific job making you feel repulsed by him, scared by him, and even you feel a little sympathy for him. And that's an impressive feat any actor would hope to achieve with a role like this. So definitely recommend watching the film, especially given the times we're in now. And I think that if you're at all a fan of Michael Douglas or Robert Duvall, this is a movie you've got to check out. And Schumacher is such an interesting director because on the one hand, I feel like, he's most known for like The Lost Boys, and then on the other side of the coin, just the horrendous Batman and Robin. But I actually think he's a pretty talented director. Some of the other films he's made haven't been great. Flatliners was okay. But I think that Falling Down is really one of his best films because it sort of showcases his flair for the sort of visual aesthetic that he has. And I think he's a good visual director. I don't think there's any denying his potency behind the camera in that regard. But often he would just sort of kind of fly off the rails. And I think this is a really good film to sort of hold him down, let him tell the story, and have two terrific actors sort of anchoring the proceedings. I think this is just a fabulous film, and one that just gets better and better as time moves along. So the movie itself, the Blu-ray release rather, this is, I think, one of those early Blu-rays, and it's maddening because the navigational features, the menu is not very good. It just sort of launches right into the film, and then if you pull up the menu, I think you just get the special features, but there's no subtitle option. It's definitely an earlier Blu-ray, and the PQ is good, not great. The audio is okay, although I did find myself reaching for the volume on several occasions to hear dialogue, and then smashing it down to keep from having it blow me out of the room. So do I think that this film is due for an upgrade? Absolutely. But until that time, this Blu-ray will do just fine. And I think it's one of those movies that sits proudly on my shelf, at least. I think that this is a film that's absolutely worthy of the discussion that it's generated over the years. So on that note, please do take care out there, everyone. Stay safe, be kind, and by all means, keep watching good cinema.